I wish to tell you information about the organization. Subedar Amir Ali Khan sir. He was born on November 16, 1987 and serving for 87 years. He was an Indian Subedar, governor, government official, Hyderabad Civil Services and social reformer who worked in a number of critical, important and troubled areas in Hyderabad in various capacities. After the police action in 1948, following the Indian independence, when Hyderabad state was amalgamated into the Indian Union, Subedar Amir Ali Khan sir was one of few who actively participated in Nizam's government and Indian government service. Now, early life about him is he was born in a traditional Hyderabadi family in the sprawling house of his father Sardar Ali Khan Sahab in Chenchaliguda. He completed his early education through tutors at home. Ali Khan sir excelled in all areas of studies. He was admitted to attend the government high school in Chaddargarh. In 1916, he passed his matriculation. Now, Amir Ali Khan sir was selected for Hyderabad Civil Services in 1980. He passed the HCS exam in 1919 and was awarded the Walker Gold Medal. Amir Ali Khan sir receiving his training in central provinces where got the honor of first division in the revenue examination. He was actually second in order of merit, but due to first ranker Syed Muhammad Abbas unfortunate demise, the training itself, Amir Ali Khan sir became the top ranker among all those who appeared for the exam in 18 and 19. Soon after his completion of Hyderabad Civil Service in 1920, Subedar sir worked in different capacities in different places of Hyderabad, including areas such as Usmanabad and Gulbarga. He kept himself accessible to the people who needed his assistance and guidance in critical matters. He was commonly referred to as Saab, that means Lord, Esquire, Sir, due to his humble and helpful nature. Starting his career as Talukdar, Deputy Collector, he was in charge of relief work during the days of famine. He was Munsif, that is District Magistrate at Nagar Karnool, Mahbub Nagar District and Kodangal, and won wide acclaim of his superb administration of justice, particularly in land and revenue matters. As a district collector, he was elevated successfully to Joint Collector of Nirmal, Collector of Usmanabad and Deputy Secretary of Local Fund. Finally, I wish to say that Subedar Amir Ali Khan sir was a religious person in his personal life, but he never brought this religion in his public life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Also, a word I would like to say about Subedar Amir Ali Khan sir. He was a person who worked for pensioners. He was leader who took the lead in bringing the pensions to all the retired people who are getting the pensions. He worked for that. Unfortunately, from 2003, pensions stopped and all the people like me and others who are there in the government are still struggling. But then because he brought it and then he struggled for that along with another person, and he was the key person, pioneer person in bringing this pensions to all the retired teachers. Now, may I humbly request Justice Ismail Saab, Distinct Session Judge retired and ex-member of AP Human Rights Commission, to say few words on this occasion of the Peace Foundation.
Justice Chandra Saab, जनाब फारूक अली खान साहब, जनाब अख्तर अली साहब, जनाब मोतीराम साहब, आज बड़ी खुशी थी कि स्टूडेंट्स को देखते हुए, और जैसा कि इससे पहले स्पीचेस में कहा गया था कि यह आगे के फ्यूचर जनरेशन है, और हमको सबसे पहले बड़ी मुश्किल ये है कि हम बातें तो बहुत करते हैं, लेकिन असल जो हमारा शुरू होना चाहिए वो घर से है, और उसके बाद अपने लोकेलिटी में है। और आज आलम ये है हम लोगों का कि फ्लैट्स में रहते हैं और हमको ये भी पता नहीं होता कि दूसरे फ्लोर पे कौन है, उस पर क्या गुजर रही है। तो हमको चाहिए कि एक दूसरे से मोहब्बत रखें, एक दूसरे का ख्याल रखें, एक दूसरे से मिलते रहें। तो इस तरीके से जब घर में आएगी पीस आएगा तो आगे भी पीस आएगा। और कोई रिलीजन, कोई मज़हब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना, समझे आप। तो हमको ये चाहिए कि कोई मजहब नहीं बोलता कि एक दूसरे को मारो या ऐसा करो। ये जो मजहब के नाम पे मारते हैं, चाहे वो रेडिकल्स हो, नक्सलाइट्स हो या टेररिस्ट हो, ये इनका कोई मजहब नहीं होता। ये अपने तौर पर लोगों के जान से खेलते हैं और क्या वजह है ये समझ नहीं आता। परसों न्यूज़ पढ़ा था कि अफगानिस्तान में शादी के घर में बम डाला गया और 20 लोग मर गए, 30-40 लोग घायल हो गए। ये बताइए कि ये कौन सा मजहब सिखाता है? हाँ, और जहाँ तक इस्लाम का ताल्लुक है, इस्लाम तो ये बताता है कि जल में आप न बूढ़ों को हमला करो, ना औरतों पे जुल्म करो, ना बच्चों पे करो, बल्कि जो आपसे लड़ रहा है उसी से लड़ो। इसी तरीके से हर मजहब 10 कमांडमेंट्स हैं और आपके वेदास हैं, तमाम चीज़ें हैं। ये आपको कभी नहीं सिखाते कि एक दूसरे को बिला वजह मारो। तो हमको चाहिए कि हम कोशिश करें कि दुनिया में अमन कायम हो और इसके लिए जितनी जद्दोजहद हो वो हम करते रहें। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूँ आप लोगों का कि आपने मुझे यहाँ बुलाया। शुक्रिया।
बहुत शुक्रिया इस्माइल अंकल। बिल्कुल डॉक्टर सर ने बिल्कुल पूरी बात बोल दी है। जो दुनिया में जो हालात हो रहे हैं, पाकिस्तान को भी कवर कर दिया है, जो हालात हो रहे हैं सब जगह पे अमन और पीस में कि हम आपस में अपने पड़ोस में कौन रह रहा भूल गए। जैसे कि अगर हम इस्लामी तालीम देखें तो अगर हम पेट भर खाना खा के सुबह 40 घर अतराफ में अगर कोई भूखा सो जाए तो उसके जवाब दे नहीं। घर में कोई अच्छा बन रहा है और उसकी खुशबू से आस पड़ोस में कोई गरीब है अगर नहीं खा रहे हैं तो उनके जो हुकूक पामाल हो रहे हैं उसके जिम्मेदार हम हैं। तो उसमें पता है कि पानी ज़्यादा डाल दो ताकि खुशबू वहाँ तक नहीं जाए, या फिर जो है ये निज़ाम होता था कि अतराफ आस पड़ोस में दे दिया करो। यहाँ तक कि इवन ये भी है सरकार की सुन्नत ये बताए कि मोहम्मद प्रॉफेट सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम से जब लोग बोले कि आप इतने हुकूक दे रहे हैं आस पड़ोस के लिए, लोगों को डर होने लगा कि नहीं बाजू आस पड़ोस वाले अपना हक उसमें ना कर दें। तो मतलब ये सब बात ये थी कि आपस में जब हम एक दूसरे को पहचानेंगे तभी हम लोग जो है ना आपस में पीसफुल रह सकते हैं। अब ये हो गया कि बाजू कौन रह रहा मालूम नहीं, तो डर रहे हैं लोग। कोई अगर कोई देखे कि जरा घंटी बजा, कोई अगर 4-10 मुसलमान तो बोलते कि बाप रे ये क्या कर रहा है, या फिर अगर कहीं अज़ान के बाद कोई कुरान पढ़ता हो सुन लिया तो बाकी के 10 लोग अतराफ में कोई उधर को लोग बनेंगे अरे ये क्या कर रहा है, ये क्या तमाशा कर रहा है। तो क्या हो गया, एक दूसरे से हम नहीं मिलने से हम लोगों में आपस में जो निफाक आ गई, जो नफरत आ गई, उसको दूर करना है। हम लोग फ्लैट सिस्टम में चले गए, न्यूक्लियर फैमिली में चले गए, तो जो मोहब्बत होना था उससे हम लोग टूट गए। उसकी वजह से क्या हो गया, आपस में दहशत अपने आप से कर रहे हैं कि ये क्या कर रहा, वो क्या कर रहा, कहीं जा रहा तो क्या हो रहा। We need to really come out from that, and that this can happen only with the children. If elders can really bring their children and their relatives and their neighbors also come together occasionally, once in a week, something like that, then I'm sure things will change. Now, without taking much time, may I humbly request Honorable Justice Chakraya Sahab to please give your chief guest address. Please deliver your chief guest address.
Good morning to all of you. Dignitaries and Samadayas, our elder brother, Sri Gaurav Chancellor Sahab, Founder Chairman of the South Delegation, the Presiding Officer of this culture, Professor Akhtar, our elder brother, Sri Justice Ansar, and Professor Ramakrishna Saab, other kings of the past. Before I speak to you, I want to know how many of you are conversant with the language of Telugu? Please raise your hand. ఎంతమందికి తెలుగు భాష వచ్చునో చేతి పైకి లేవండి. చాలా చాలా సంతోషం, మీకు అభినందనలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. ఎంతమంది హిందీలో మాట్లాడితే అర్థం చేసుకుంటారో చేతి పైకి లేవండి. అందరూ చక్కగా అర్థం చేసుకుంటారు. सब लोग समझ सकते हैं आपको। वेरी नाइस। ఎంతమంది ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడితే అర్థం చేసుకుంటారు? like that. So all of you are advanced preparation. ఎంతో మంది కూతులో మాట్లాడితే అర్థం చేసుకుంటారు. Few of you, I am very appreciating all of you who know Urdu was one of the historical language which is loved by the entire world people. దాదాపు 11 మంది స్పీకర్స్ మాట్లాడారు ఈ వేదికపై నుంచి. తెలుగు కంప్లీట్గా అర్థం చేసుకున్నటువంటి వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా? Can anybody cannot understand Telugu at all? Can you raise your hand? All of you are able to understand Telugu? Okay. Then the two situations are there. One is for the photography of these press brothers and sisters. I was made to stand up here and speak from here only, making available what is called this mic to the place where I am sitting. I am really happy. But I would like to speak from there if you are happy to hear from there. వేదిక పైన నిలబడి మాట్లాడినటువంటి పెద్దలందరూ, మేడం యు ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్? యు ఆర్ రన్నింగ్ ది ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్స్ ఆల్సో, యు ఆర్ సపోజ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ మోర్ దెన్ ది స్టూడెంట్స్. Then only the students can be passed on information that you have got from here. ఈ సమావేశంలో ఎంతమంది అధ్యాపకులు ఉన్నారో ఒకసారి
Teachers, how many teachers are there? How many? There are some teachers there.
How many of you have felt that your peace is disturbed? Raise your hands. Oh, among all the people, about 3 people have felt disturbed their peace. Peace is a mental condition. But the happiest thing is, though some sort of inconvenience has been caused, all of you, rather most of you except 3, were concentrating what sir is going to speak on what aspect. Though it is well known the subject on which we are going to speak is the peace. That concentration is the state of mind. The peace lies in the state of mind. Peace is nothing but a state of mind. That requires the concentration. Before concentration, it requires thought. Before thought, making the mind to be alert and convenient and comfort to think it peacefully. That is how the peace evolves from the mind. So before I speak to you on the peace,
I want to know that today there are two situations taken place before you came here. One is some of the students have marched from one place to other, and then there was also some cultural program. Now I want to ask you, how many of you have participated in the march that was conducted from the other place to this place? Kindly raise your hands. We heartily congratulate you for all of you for participating in the march. That itself had inculcated in the minds of the observers. Number one, who are they? Answer is they are the students. Number two, from which college? They are from so and so college. Number three, what purpose they are marching? Answer is to propagate the peace. Then the question would be, what would the peace? With one action, you have propagated the importance of the word peace. Therefore, we are congratulating. Then the second aspect is, how many of you have participated in the cultural program? We are appreciating you for participating in the cultural program. And you are need to be appreciated for more than anybody. We are appreciating you big hand. నడవడానికి సిగ్గుపడాల్సిన పని లేదు, మాట్లాడడానికి సిగ్గుపడాల్సిన పని లేదు. కానీ వందలాది మంది చూడంగా స్టేజ్ మీద నాట్యం చేయడానికి, పాట పాడడానికి, నృత్యం చేయడానికి సిగ్గుపడేటటువంటి పరిస్థితి ఉంటుంది. ప్రపంచం ఎవరితో మారుతుంది అంటే, ఎవరైతే 10 మంది కొరకు మానవుల స్వభావాన్ని, చెడు స్వభావాన్ని దూరం చేసి మంచి స్వభావం కలిగించడానికి కృషి చేస్తారో వాళ్ళు కొంతమంది. అందులో కళాకారులు కూడా వస్తారు, వాళ్ళు ప్రథమ స్థాయిలో ఉంటారు. కాబట్టి కళాకారులైనటువంటి మీకు అందరికీ కృతజ్ఞత తెలియజేస్తున్నారు. మాట్లాడినటువంటి వక్తలందరిలో there are 4 or 5 words are very very common. ఈ సమావేశము మధ్యాహ్నం వేళ జరుగుతున్నది కాబట్టి all of them have told you all that good afternoon. అంటే మంచి మధ్యాహ్నం. మంచి అనేది అండర్లైన్, మధ్యాహ్నం అనేది సమయం. మంచి అనేది మనసుకు సంబంధించింది, మైండ్కు సంబంధించింది. మధ్యాహ్నం అనేది నేచర్కు సంబంధించి. So we are talking on the nature and the body. We are talking on the mind and the body. We are talking on the rest and peace. And we are talking on the good and bad. As a whole, we are trying to avoid the bad and we are trying to acquire the peace. Good. We are trying to avoid the peaceless and we are trying to acquire the peace. Therefore, one of the sisters had made all of you to take an oath today that I follow the peace and I spread the peace. How many of you have taken the oath today following the oath taken by one of the speaker, rather sister from the dais? Kindly raise your hands. How many of you have taken oath that you speak truth, peace, and you also propagate about the peace? How many of you have taken oath? Please raise your hand. All right. You might not have had. When madam spoke to you, madam said, from today onwards, I am always feel peace and spread the peace. That is the statement made by her. She has taken the oath. Now how many of you are able to follow from today onwards to have a peace and to spread the peace? Kindly raise your hand. This is the impact of peace. One person makes a statement, thousands of people follow it. Then why the world cannot change itself from the bad to good and from the peaceless to peace and from the unhappiness to the happiness. It certainly, you have become now the preachers of peace from the teachers of peace. They're all teachers. Our Balakrishnan professor said, as a teacher when we stand up here, we have the habit of talking at least 1.5 hours. But because of the time constraint, take into consideration the nature of the functions and the activities that takes place on the dais, we are all restricted on our own to speak more, to speak less, and give the opportunity to the chief guest to speak more. I really express my thanks to Professor Balakrishnan for giving the opportunity not only to me, to all of you, so that we are speaking to each other. Give your big hand in appreciation of Professor Balakrishnan. This is the attitude of the teacher. Attitude of the teacher is not speak more, but hear more from the students. We are all students to Brother Balakrishnan. That is how I feel happy. Now the world is educated today, not because of anybody, because of our parents, because of our ancestors, because of our saints, and because of our students. Ultimately, what is the education that we inculcate in us is the relationship between the teacher and the student, and the relationship between father and mother, the relationship between parents and the children, the relationship between workers and management, the relationship between the producer and consumption, and the relationship between person who provide the happiness and the persons who receive the happiness, because entire world is required peace. Such a great day we are celebrating today. Therefore, I request all of you to give an applause in the honor of Brother Mr. Farooq Ali Khan, the founder and chairman of Amir Film Foundation. Please stand up and give a big hand. Things happens instantly, but remains the incidents forever. It was so happened one day myself and brother Professor Akhtar Ali Khan went to Goat Club. There, we were sitting there and brother Akhtar Ali Khan stood up and reverentially proceeded ahead and gave a second to one gentleman. I could not recollect, my memory though had an occasion to call on him. But thereafter, Brother Akhtar told me that sir, that gentleman is no other than he is the brother of late Honorable Sri Justice Sardar Ali Khan. Immediately I went there and hugged him, gave a second, feeling that as if I hugged the heart of late Sri Justice Honorable Sardar Ali Khan. There is a reason to believe, feel like that. Justice Sardar Ali Khan was a great teacher. Probably is well-known famous teacher than any other regular teachers who are the professors and readers and lecturers and teachers in Twin Cities, because he was not only a teacher but also a very good speaker by participating in all the organizations that took place, but all the meetings that took place across the city throughout his life. That is the greatness of Justice late Sardar Ali Khan. And my acquaintance, Justice Sardar Ali Khan Sahib, is, I was a young lawyer arguing the matter before the weighted judges. It was one day, a fruit vendor came to me as a client, complaining against the traffic police. Sir, we have small carts, we're all hawkers, we are selling the fruits. By keeping the fruits on hawkers or carts, and the police, in the course of their performing the duty, are causing hurdle and inconvenience. Thereby we are being deprived of right to life. If we are thrown out from that place, we don't have a place to sell away our fruits. Consequently, we don't get any consideration in terms of money. Thereby we cannot live. Not only our son but also our family. That is our fate. Admittedly, if you just even today walk at the Charminar, from Madina to Charminar, you will find more people selling and buying and moving. Some sort of traffic hurdle will be caused. In those days it was more and more, because it was the place which provided the livelihood to the many poor people. Then I filed a writ petition on behalf of the hawkers. The government leader appearing for home said, sir, all the people do not have any right to park their carts on the road, obstructing the people walking there, moving there, rather violating their right as claimed by them. They are violating many of the pedestrians and the movers on the road. It is the violation of the fundamental right of those people. Then I submitted to the court saying, sir, there is a difference between fundamental rights. Right to movement is different from right to life. Our clients are deprived of the right to life because they are prohibited from selling the sales, conducting their sales there by selling the fruits. And the complaints by the police is they are depriving the rights of the pedestrians. I said that the pedestrians are also coming to purchase the fruits. We are also protecting their rights. The learned judge like Sardar Ali Khan found happy for hearing my argument. Giving an example, Mr. Government Leader, have you an occasion to visit any foreign countries? No sir, I could not visit. I am telling you, if you go to the foreign countries, many of the purchases and sale transactions take place only on the footpath, not in the shops. So the footpath in the abroad is creating a place of transaction. People are purchasing things from there. So this is the reality of the world trade. Then you tell us what you say. The government leader said, "My lord, I leave it to you." Then the writ petition was admitted and the interim direction was granted. And people who are there felt so much happy. That is my acquaintance. Number one, with the thought of justice. Number two, with the thought of law. Number three, with the thought of client. Number four, with the thought of judge. Number five, with the thought of right. And number six and the last, with the thought of right to life. You will not be under concentration. Because peace, though it is an element of mindset, but unless your body is all right, you cannot have peace. If you want your body to have healthy, you need all the necessities. What are the necessities? Necessity is food. Necessity is cloth. Necessity is shelter. Necessity is the education. Necessity is the employment. Necessity is the medicine. When you have all these things, you have a peace. The next stage is how you are able to adjust with those things by enjoying is another concept. Then only you have a complete peace. So peace is the element of mental condition. Mental condition. Therefore, I will, how this peace movement has started, within 5 minutes I will make you to know. Because all the speakers on the ground that, though they were all lecturers and professors, on the ground that they are only guest foreigners, probably it is the duty of the chief guest to speak on this, what Brother Balkishan said. Thereby, if I don't go to the origin of it within 5 minutes, to know the impact of the peace, how the movement of peace is going on in the world, I could not do the justice not to you, but I cannot do the justice to the topic given to me. Therefore, I will take 5 minutes to speak on truth. After a child takes birth, the indication is, unless he cries, you don't feel that he is having a life. Life starts with a cry, but he will be living in such a truth. That is the difference between life and the peace. He will be suffering only in the search of peace. In the human society travel, individual peace is different, family peace is different, society peace is different. Unless the individual cultivates the peace and peace thinking, peace loving, the family doesn't have. If the family doesn't have, Brother Naik said, village doesn't have, if the village doesn't have, the entire society doesn't have. Peace is the element of mind and individual. One person is enough to create the peace in the world, and one person is enough to destroy the world with movement. This is the difference between a mind who thinks about peace and a mind who thinks about the destruction. We are assembled here to promote the peace so as to we make the society to sustain, not only sustain with happiness, sustainable with all necessities, sustainable with peace. Therefore, when the society traveled along, there are about two important world wars that were taken place. Initially it was called as the First World War, which took place from 28/7 to 1914 to 11/11/1918, about 4 years. You know the reason why? One younger couple were the king and wife of the king were traveling, and they crossed a border at a particular place. The people of that area killed that young couple who were traveling in a honeymoon manner. They were so much happy. They were enjoying a lot. They had it full of peace, but they were killed. That's how the First World War broke. Two things are there. A young couple with a peace of mind, with a happy mood, were moving together one place to one place, another place, they were killed. That is how the First World War broke. Why so? Thereafter, societies developed, but peace is being disturbed. Therefore, a peace committee was organized that is called a Paris Peace Conference in 1990. That could not resolve the problem between the nations. Thereafter, a League of Nations on 6/9/1920 was passed, was organized. That also could not provided the peace and resolve the problem. Ultimately, it was resulted a Second World War, which took place for about 5 years, from 1939 to 1945. Meanwhile, because of the scientific development, so much of harmonization is coming to existence. Therefore, there was a agreement between the countries which are called superpowers with so much harmonization. Then a NATO, an organization, came into existence. That also could not solve. Ultimately, in 1945, UNO, United Nations Organization, has come into existence. Now in 1981, United Nations Organization, because the world is crossed, there is a disturbance in various countries, passed a resolution number 36 and 37, saying that we should celebrate the World Peace Day on every 21st September of each year. That started commencing from 2001 onwards. It was regulated from 2002 till today we are celebrating. So ultimately, the object of the propagating the peace is concerned. If there is no peace, there is no life. If there is no happiness, there is no life. So the happiness and peace will rest in the mind only when we cultivate the peaceful attitude ourselves and spread over to the co-human beings, consequently across the society and across the world. So therefore, establishing a peaceful society, it is not only the obligation of the individual, but as a society whole, it is not only a national problem, it is an international problem. Therefore, being a member of the UNO, India also one of the party to the organization UNO, and it also contemplates a provision to work for the international peace. As a citizens of this country, as the children of this country, I request you, all of you, study more and more about the importance of the peace and have the peace, cultivate the peace in the society, family, and cultivate the peace in the society. Ultimately, the peace will rest, then only all the society will be leading very happy and peaceful life. So once again, my reverential thanks to the organizers of the meeting as a whole, and particularly Brother Farooq Ali Khan, while remembering and expressing my condolence, late Sri Subedar Amir Ali Khan, who was the founder of this organization. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you for hearing very patiently and peacefully. Let the peace be with you all the life to come.
So, we have one important gentleman with us. He also talks about, that with the permission of the Chief Guest, because he is very close to Chief Guest, and on his recommendation he has come here, Dr. Hari Kumar, MBBS. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I would request you to put a short. We will talk about again peace and also talk about well-being